Do you ever feel like you are on a stage? The lights are on you. You have to perform. You have to get it right. If you nail the performance, you will get the applause. The applause feels like love. This was Clara's entire life. From her earliest memories, she believed that love was something you earned, like a gold star on a report card or a trophy at the end of a race. She was the perfect daughter, the overachieving student, the friend who always said yes. She built her life on a foundation of if-then statements. If she got perfect grades, then her parents would be proud. If she solved everyone's problems, then her friends would need her. If she never showed weakness, then her partner would stay. Love was not a gift. It was a wage she worked tirelessly to collect, and she was always afraid of getting laid off. This feeling is not just about being a people pleaser. It goes much deeper than that. It is a core belief that our inherent worth is not enough. We come to believe that who we are, in our messy, imperfect human state, is fundamentally unlovable. So we start performing. We create a version of ourselves that we think others will accept. We become what we think they want us to be. We hustle for our worthiness. We put on our armor, we straighten our tie, and we walk onto the stage hoping that this time the performance will be good enough. We hope that this time the applause will last. We spend our days exhausted from the effort, constantly scanning the audience for any sign of disapproval or disappointment. Clara's story is not unique. It is a story I have heard from thousands of people in my research. It is the story of the man who works 80 hours a week, terrified that if he slows down, his family will see him as a failure. It is the story of the woman who plans the perfect parties and maintains the perfect home, convinced that any crack in the facade will reveal her as unworthy of her family's love. They are all caught in the same exhausting cycle. They are all performers in a play they did not even realize they had auditioned for. This performance is a heavy burden to carry through life. It is like trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of rocks, each rock representing a time we felt we had to be more, do more, or be different to be loved. The truth is, this is not living. It is a constant, draining effort to secure our place in the world. We believe that if we just try a little harder, get a little better, or achieve one more thing, we will finally feel secure. We will finally feel loved. But that finish line is a mirage. It keeps moving further away the closer we get. The applause fades, the trophy collects dust, and we are left with the same gnawing feeling that we are not enough. We are left alone on the stage after the audience has gone home, wondering why we still feel so empty. The first step toward change is to simply acknowledge the performance. It is to see the stage for what it is. It is to recognize that we have been working for something that should have been freely given. Let's put some simple language to this experience. One of the core behaviors we see is approval seeking. This is exactly what it sounds like. It is the constant search for validation from others. It is changing your opinion to match the group's. It is saying yes when you desperately want to say no. It is measuring your self-worth by the number of likes on a social media post. When you are an approval seeker, other people hold the remote control to your feelings. Their praise makes you feel good, and their criticism crushes you. You hand over your power, letting the outside world tell you who you are and whether you are good enough. It is a shaky foundation to build a life on because the opinions of others can change like the weather. This constant need for outside approval often comes from a place of emotional deprivation. Imagine your heart is like a little cup. When you were a child, that cup was supposed to be filled with love, affection, and a deep sense of belonging. It should have been filled so full that it would never run dry. But for many of us, that cup was not filled. Maybe our parents were busy or stressed or did not know how to show love in the way we needed. Maybe they only gave us attention when we achieved something, so our little cup stayed half empty. As adults, we are still walking around with that half-empty cup, trying to get other people to put a few drops in it. We are emotionally hungry. This hunger makes us vulnerable. When someone offers us a crumb of attention or a moment of praise, it feels like a feast. We become so grateful for that little bit of validation that we are willing to do almost anything to get more. We contort ourselves into shapes that are not our own. We silence our own needs and desires to accommodate the needs and desires of others. We think this is how we get love. We think this is how we finally fill our cup. But the validation we get from approval seeking is like junk food. It gives you a quick rush, but it never truly nourishes you. It leaves you feeling just as hungry as before, always searching for your next fix. The cycle is exhausting. You seek approval to soothe the ache of emotional deprivation, but the approval you get is conditional. It depends on you continuing to perform. It is not real acceptance. It is acceptance of the mask you are wearing, not the real person underneath. True acceptance, the kind that actually fills your cup, does not ask you to perform. It does not ask you to be anything other than who you are. Breaking this cycle means learning to stop looking for others to fill your cup. It means realizing that you can fill it yourself. It means turning inward and finding a source of love that is not dependent on anyone else's applause. Our understanding of love is often a blueprint drawn in childhood. Think back to Clara. Her parents were not bad people. They loved her, but they showed it through praise for her accomplishments. Good grades, a clean room, a polite please and thank you. These were the moments she received warmth and attention. The unspoken message she learned was simple. Love is conditional. It is a reward for good behavior. This is not a conscious lesson taught with flashcards and lectures. It is learned in the quiet moments, in the subtle reactions, and in the emotional atmosphere of our home. It becomes an echo in the room of our lives, a voice that whispers, "You must earn your keep here." This pattern is incredibly common. My research and the work of many other social scientists shows that our early family experiences are powerful predictors of our adult attachment styles. When love and affection in our childhood home were tied to performance, we learn to become performers. We learn that our value is not inherent. It is something we have to prove over and over again. We carry this belief into our friendships, our workplaces, and our romantic partnerships. We do not see it as a flaw or a wound. We see it as the way the world works. Of course you have to earn love, we think. What other way is there? This belief feels as normal and natural as breathing. The problem is that this early life programming creates a deep-seated fear of being our true selves. If we believe that love is only given to the perfect version of us, then showing our messy, vulnerable, imperfect self feels terrifying. It feels like a surefire way to be rejected or abandoned. So we hide. We hide our fears, our mistakes, and our needs. We become chameleons, changing our colors to please whoever we are with. We might become the funny one, the smart one, or the responsible one. We pick a role and we play it with everything we have because we believe that the role is what makes us worthy of a place at the table. This is not a personal failure. Let me say that again. This is not a personal failure. It is a survival strategy that we learned when we were young and vulnerable. It was a brilliant way to navigate our world and get our needs met. But the strategy that helped us survive childhood can hold us back in adulthood. It keeps us from experiencing the deep, authentic connection that we all crave. It keeps us performing on a lonely stage instead of joining the dance of real human connection. Recognizing this is not about blaming our parents. It is about understanding the echo in the room so we can finally choose to listen to a new sound, the sound of our own authentic voice. Here is the great paradox of this work. After a lifetime of hustling for your worth, you would think that finding safe, unconditional love would feel like a relief. You would think it would feel like coming home. But for many of us, it feels, honestly, terrifying. When someone loves us without demanding a performance, it can feel deeply uncomfortable and, well, strange. Our whole system is wired for the transaction. We know how to work for love. We know the rules of earning it. When someone offers it freely, we just do not know what to do. It can feel so unfamiliar that our brain actually registers it as unsafe. We get suspicious. We think, what's the catch? What do they really want from me? This discomfort is a normal part of the process. Imagine you have worn shoes that are 2 sizes too small your entire life. Your feet are cramped and sore, but it is all you have ever known. Then one day, someone gives you a pair of shoes that fit perfectly. At first, the space and the comfort feel wrong. You might even stumble. You are so used to the pain that its absence is disorienting. Healthy, stable love can feel like that. It can feel too spacious, too easy. We are not used to being able to relax. We are not used to being able to make a mistake without the threat of withdrawal or punishment. The safety of it feels unsettling. Because of this discomfort, we might even try to sabotage the healthy relationship. We might pick fights. We might create drama. We might try to turn the relationship into the transactional model we are used to. We unconsciously try to force the other person to make us earn their love, because at least then we would know what the rules are. We are trying to go back to the familiar pain of the too small shoes, because we do not yet trust the comfort of the ones that fit. This is a critical moment. It is the moment where we can either retreat back to the familiar hustle or lean into the discomfort of true acceptance. Leaning into that discomfort is an act of courage. It requires us to trust someone else's love, but even more, it requires us to trust that we are worthy of it. It means allowing someone to see us without our armor on. It means believing them when they say, "You are enough, just as you are." It means sitting with the strange new feeling of being loved for our true self, not for our performance. It will not feel natural at first. It takes practice to get used to shoes that fit. It takes practice to get used to a love that does not have to be earned. But with time, the discomfort fades, and what is left is the profound and peaceful feeling of finally truly being home. So, how do we begin this journey? How do we take off the too small shoes and learn to walk in comfort? It starts with small, deliberate steps. The first step is simply to notice. Start tracking your own approval-seeking behaviors. For 1 week, just pay attention. Keep a small notebook or a note on your phone. When did you say yes when you meant no? When did you hold back your real opinion? When did you feel that familiar anxiety of needing someone to like you? Do not judge it, just notice it. Awareness is the first and most powerful step. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. This is about gathering data, not building a case against yourself. The second step is to practice receiving. People who hustle for love are often terrible at receiving things, whether it is a compliment, a gift, or an act of service. When someone pays you a compliment, your instinct might be to deflect it or downplay it. This week, try something different. When someone says, "You did a great job," just say thank you. Let it land, feel it. It will be uncomfortable, but practice it. Learning to receive is learning to believe you are worthy of kindness. It is a small but mighty act of rewiring your brain to accept goodness without having to immediately pay it back. It is training for grace. Third, start speaking kindly to your inner child. The part of you that learned it had to earn love is still inside you. That part is not pathetic. It is a young, scared part of you that did its best to survive. When you feel the urge to perform or people please, take a moment. Put your hand on your heart and say something kind to that inner part of you. You can say, "I know you're scared. You don't have to perform for me. I love you just as you are." This is not silly. This is a profound act of self-compassion. You are becoming the loving parent to yourself that you always needed, filling your own cup from the inside out. Fourth, choose to invest in stable relationships. Pay attention to the people in your life who love you for you, not for what you do for them. These are the people you can be messy with. They are the ones who do not run when you have a bad day. Gravitate toward them. Spend more time with people whose love feels like a safe harbor, not a stormy sea. At the same time, you may need to create distance from relationships that demand a performance. And finally, the fifth step, give yourself permission to be imperfect. Intentionally do something that is not perfect. Send an email with a typo. Wear mismatched socks. Let a friend see your messy house. Show the world and yourself that you can be imperfect and still be worthy of love and belonging. This journey is not about becoming perfect at self-love. It is about embracing our messy, beautiful, imperfect selves. It is about unlearning the lie that our worth is something we have to earn. You were born worthy of love and belonging. It is your birthright. There is no performance, no achievement, and no amount of hustle that can make you any more worthy than you are right now, in this moment. The work is not to earn love, but to slowly, bravely, and compassionately remove all the barriers we have built to receiving it. The real you is worthy. The real you is enough. The real you is